Good evening, everyone. So my next video is on the topic plasma protein binding in general pharmacology in chapter distribution. I'm going to discuss with you plasma protein binding. And before I start my video, I want to request you that if this video is useful to you and it is helpful to you, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel, that is Dr. Nitika Hans Pharmacology Discussion. So now I'm going to discuss with you plasma protein binding. Now, plasma protein binding. What is plasma protein binding? First of all, it is that the drug particles in the plasma, when the drug particles are present in the plasma, mostly they are small in size, but these proteins, these are larger in size. And when these drug particles get attached to the plasma proteins present in the plasma in the blood circulation, they become bigger molecule and do not cross the membranes, the lipid soluble membranes, they do not cross, and thus they remain in the plasma and they get do not distributed to various tissues, and their action is very is stopped. And only the drugs which are free, which do not bind to the plasma proteins, they cross the the membrane, and that will lead to free drug in the tissues, in the various tissues, and that will lead to in the circulation, and that will lead to the effect of the drug in the body. Now, plasma proteins, the albumin, the acid, mostly acidic drugs bind to albumin, globulin, transferrin, ceruloplasmin, glycoproteins. These are the plasma proteins present in the plasma, which are bigger in size, and the drugs get attached to it. And when drug and protein complex is formed, then they do not cross the membranes, and thus they do not act in the tissue level. This binding of the free drug with the plasma protein is reversible and in dynamic equilibrium, means it is drug protein complex is formed, and which is not lipid soluble, it will not cross the membrane, so it will be accumulated in the plasma. Free from drug. Now, free form of the drug which is not attached to the plasma proteins. Mostly plasma protein binding can be 80%, 90%, or it can be less like 20% or 30% of a particular drug. Dependingly, if the plasma protein binding is 90%, the free drug will be less and it will be pharmacologically active. So the drug available will be less. So the therapeutic response of the drug will be less. Protein component, protein bound component is inert, means the drug which is attached to the proteins like albumin, acid 1 glycoprotein, ceruloplasmin, globulin, all these proteins, that will be inert. And protein bound component is not accessible. Now, which is protein bound, it will be not accessible to diffusion. This is in the membrane. It will not be metabolized and it will not be excreted. And free drug, it is eliminated. Dissociation means as the free drug is eliminated after getting metabolized and having its action, uh, uh, after producing the therapeutic response, when it is eliminated, the drug protein complex, it will dissociate. So more free drug will be available for the action to maintain the level of the free drug. Extensive plasma protein binding leads to increased duration of action of drug, means when there will be extensive plasma protein binding, means free drug will be less and it will be excreted easily, and the drug levels decrease in the body, free drug level decrease in the body. And when the protein drug complex is dissociated afterwards, now the free drug again appears in the circulation, and that will lead to more duration of action of the drug, means free drug slowly they increase in the numbers as the protein binding is more, so as they are eliminated and their therapeutic response is there and they are eliminated from the body, these free drugs slowly get free from the protein and the duration of action increases of the drug. Albumin, it is the main binding protein and it binds to the acidic proteins, acidic drugs. And it has two binding sites. It has low affinity for the basic drugs. It has the negative charge at that pH and high capacity. and main binding protein for many natural substances and drugs. Alpha-1 acetylglycoprotein is a secure phase lectin protein, and plasma concentration increases. Means the of the this glycoproteins, the plasma concentration increases. Means there is hyperproteinemia in physiological states, myocardial infarction, inflammation, and Crohn's disease. The hyperproteinemia is there, so free drug will be less. Now, lipophilic basic drugs, they will be binding to the alpha-1 acid glycoprotein. The basic drugs are quinidine, imipramine, lidocaine, chlorpromazine, propranolol, and analogs. These will be binding to the alpha-1 acid glycoprotein, and they will produce its effect. The free drug will be less. This is the drugs binding to proteins, to albumin and to alpha-1 acid glycoprotein. Albumin, acetic drugs binds to albumin. These are benzodiazepines, NSAIDs, valproic acid, phenytoin, penicillin, sulfonamides, tetracycline, tolbutamide, warfarin. And to alpha-1 acid glycoprotein, which is the basic, binds to the which binds the basic drugs are beta blockers, bupivacaine, lidocaine, disopyramide, imipramine, methadone, prazosin, quinidine, verapamil. These are the proteins which bind to the basic drugs. Now, clinical aspects of the plasma protein binding is that the highly protein-bound drugs remain restricted to the vascular compartment. Means more will be the protein binding of the drug, it will be restricted to the vascular in the systemic circulation. And these, when we filter the blood in the membrane, in the hemodialysis or in the dialysis, now these drugs will not be filtered because they will be highly plasma protein bound, so they will not be separated from the proteins. And in conditions leading to hypoproteinemia, now in the conditions like burns, malnutrition, sepsis, chronic renal failure, chronic liver disease, these are the hypoproteinemia conditions. Binding gets decreased, plasma protein binding will be reduced, and there will be more toxicity leading to free drug toxicity, because more free drug will be available in the body because of hypoproteinemia in conditions like burns, malnutrition, sepsis, chronic renal disease, and chronic liver disease. Now, in physiological stress, in myocardial infarction, and in Crohn's disease and inflammation, there is hyperproteinemia, means there will be increased plasma protein binding. So there will be decreased effect of propranolol and quinidine. The effect will be less because protein binding will be more. Hyperproteinemia will be there in these states. In myocardial infarction, in Crohn's disease, in inflammation, physiological stress. So decreased effect of the free drug will be there of the propranolol and quinidine. More than one drug can bind to the same site of the albumin. Means albumin, it is the it binds the acidic drugs, albumin. So it is having the negative charge, and now drug will means like there is warfarin, it binds to one side of the albumin, and suppose the person is on warfarin therapy and patient suddenly develops some infection, so we give the sulfonamides to treat that infection. So the sulfonamides, they will displace the warfarin from the plasma protein, that is albumin, and free drug of warfarin will increase, which can lead to toxicity of that drug, leading to bleeding. So now which has the higher affinity, it will displace the one with the lower affinity. Phenylbutazine, salicylates, tolbutamide, they displace the warfarin. I have already told you sulfonamide, which is salicylates, sulfonamides, salicylates, these will displace the warfarin from binding site, and there will be increased risk of hemorrhage. Salicylates also displace the methotrexate, leading to toxicity of the methotrexate as well. Now, this is the plasma protein binding and effect of disease like diazepam. Normal free drug is the normal person, the free drug is 2%, and disease in liver disease, the free drug will be 6%. In the same way, there is increase in the percentage in various disease states of the free drug. leading to toxicity like furosemide, clofibrate, phenytoin, triamcinolone, theophylline. There will be toxicity in the disease stage, like in liver disease, in renal disease, in nephrotic syndrome. Digoxin also, the free drug concentration increases in the disease state. So toxicity can occur of these drugs, basically. Capacity limited protein binding. Binding of drugs to plasma proteins is capacity limited. It is capacity limited, means it is concentration dependent. And the therapeutic concentration of salicylate and prednisolone show concentration dependent protein binding. Unbound drug concentration is determined by dosing rate and clearance. Increased dosing rate will lead to increased unbound drug. Means if we increase the dosing rate of the drug, so unbound drug will increase. This free drug concentration will increase. And if there will be more clearance, free drug concentration will decrease. Total drug concentration will increase less rapidly than the dosing rate as plasma protein binding approaches saturation at high concentration. Is at higher concentration, there will be saturation in the plasma protein binding. Total drug concentration will increase less rapidly than the dosing rate. Neonates and distribution. Now, total body water in neonates is 80% as compared to 65% in the older children. Means water content is more in the neonates. So, aminoglycoside dose, aminophylline, digoxin, furosemide, the dose is more in the neonates because the water content is more. And also the plasma bilirubin levels increase in the neonates because there is displacement from the plasma binding sites by vitamin K, indomethacin, and sulfonamides, which we give in children, like indomethacin, which is the analgesic drug, vitamin K, which is the coagulant. So sulfonamides, these are given and they displace the bilirubin from the binding sites, protein binding sites. So level of plasma bilirubin will increase, leading to connectors. Elderly, the lean body mass will be less. So standard adult dose produces greater amount. With the lean body water will be less. Volume of distribution of water soluble drugs will be reduced. So standard adult dose, it will be less. Drug will produce the more effect. Pregnancy is that the body water is more, up to 8 liters, and hemodilution decreased plasma bilirubin by 10%, 10 gram per liter. Increase free concentration. The free concentration of the drug will increase of albumin bound drugs because plasma albumin levels decrease in hemodilution. Therapeutic drug monitoring with screening. Maintain drug concentration at a lower end of recommended range. These maintain, we have to maintain the drug concentration at the lower end of the recommended range. Body fat increases, so it is the liposoluble drugs will be more absorbed, more distributed in the body because body fat increases in pregnancy by 4 kg. Interactions during distribution. Now, displacement from the plasma protein binding sites like sodium valproate, it causes the phenytoin toxicity because it displaces the phenytoin from the albumin, and it also inhibits the metabolism. Sodium valproate, it will cause phenytoin toxicity. Aspirin, it will cause the methotrexate toxicity because it will displace the methotrexate from the plasma protein binding site. And it also reduces rate of active secretion by renal tubules. And it also there will be a methotrexate toxicity. And direct useful interaction between desferoxamine with iron and dimercaprol with arsenic. Displacement from tissue binding sites between quinidine and digoxin. Thank you. I hope you understood this video of mine. If you have understood this video, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. That is Dr. Nitikan's Pharmacology Discussion. Thank you. Be happy, be healthy, be blessed. Happy learning. Thank you.